some of you have heard me speak often enough about the Kanawai Holo'oko'a, the universal laws. They knew about universal laws, okay? The universal laws that are already in place. We spoke, just now about the energies reproducing itself, okay? The universal laws, one of the most important universal laws is the Kanawai Moakaka. Kanawai Moakaka. When people came out with the book, The Secret, oh my God, the emails and the contacts and phone calls that I kept receiving, it was, oh, Aunty, you told us about this 5 years ago. Blah, blah, blah. Only you said it in the Hawaiian way. And I said, yeah, that's true. And they go, wow, they would just catch them. And I said, well, better late than never, Good thing, sure. And they were talking about the law of attraction and manifestation. Kanawai Moaka'aka, the smiling law, is that law of attraction and manifestation. And it comes from our ancient times, and we call it Kanawai Moaka'aka, the law of attraction and manifestation in the smiling law. And we tagged it that. We tagged it the smiling law. And the reason we did that is because our ancestors understood. They understood the bonding, if you will, that aloha, if you will, the closeness, if you will, of ourselves, seeing ourselves. They recognize that as star people, that we are star people. We are universal. We are universal entities. Okay, that's nothing new. Nothing new at all. But that the Kanawai Moaka'aka meant that each time we put out a focus, let's say, we put out a thought, we put out an idea, for instance, a request, if you will. The universe smiled. It smiled with the yeses. There was never the no's. It was always the yeses. It was always the yeses. So we knew this. Our ancestors knew this. So for this law, for this bonding, for this, we can do it, make it happen thing, Kanawai Moaka'aka, that's why it was tagged the smiling law. Because we always knew the universe says yes. And so when my students heard this, they went, oh, Aunty, they got it. We go, yes, 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 yes. But it had always been here. It had always been a part of our philosophy, our understanding. It had always been a part of the dishes on the table, if you will. The luau leaves, the biggest, the best. It was always served up, And it isn't just for Hawaiian. It happens to be rooted here, okay? It had to. The human understanding, the mana'o, had to have some kind of root to place it in. I mean, I'm sure that there are many other places, indigenous peoples and stuff, that have this kind of understanding too. So I'm saying that each one of you who have either been born here or not, at least in this life, no worries, you're still part of the canoe. We still get the seat over here and over here. Oh, and we get one paddle for you, just in case you forget where your paddle went. Yeah, and we can show you how. We can show you how. No problem. No more ha'oli. It's always good. We make it happen because there are no accidents. None at all. Each one of us are here. Each one of us are here because we do have guides. We do not travel alone. That's been the other part of our philosophy, is knowing that we do not travel, we do not do life alone. We really don't. For us in our Hawaiian way, we've always acknowledged the existence of those who have changed address. We realized that there is this partnership with our mama. Before she changed address about 12 years ago, we did have, her and I shared this mo'olelo, this talking story together. And when she found out that, you know, the cancer, that they said that there was nothing more that they could do for her, you know, we discussed that. And I told her then, I said, you know, Mom, the doctors know their thing. I said, but we know a bit further than that. And she said, yes. And I said, so you are acknowledging our spirit as well, that there is a whole different venue here. She said, yes, she is acknowledging that. I said, okay. I said, well, you like hang out a little bit more? You know, and love is something that you haven't really allowed yourself to receive. That you've given people, our family, us children, you know, you've always given everybody love, but you haven't allowed even us, your children, to give you that love back. And I said, oh boy, I can attest to this one. And she, you know, she said, And I said, you know, Mom, for instance, I said, what comes to mind is that you remember I made you that pumpkin ceramic candy dish? And she said, yes, I remember. And I said, yeah. I said, it was kind of funny kind, you know, because it wasn't quite, you know, quite a beautiful dish. It was a little, you know, funny kind pumpkin. And she says, mm-hmm. And I said, and remember, though, you said that it was so precious, you know, and all of that. And she says, mm-hmm. And I said, so when I gave you that, you loved it and all that. I said, but the very next day, I said, it was like, not really, because you wanted to be sure that you gave me something that was even more, you know, more about your thankfulness rather than, you know, like a payback. I said, I felt that even then. And I was only like in the 5th grade, but I felt that, yeah. I never said anything to her about it, you know, but I felt that. So I said, Mom, you've always been that way. Whenever someone gave you something, including us children, she would always do something that would, you know, really make it even more valuable. You know what I mean? And she said, oh my gosh, I did that, didn't I? I said, yeah. She goes, well, I didn't mean it that way. And I said, I know, but you didn't allow yourself to just simply, you know, receive it. Just to simply receive it without going out and, you know, buying me all these crinolines and stuff like that. You know. Because she also knew at that time that no matter what, I would not make her gone. That was her big, you know, her big thing about don't make me gone. I said, no worries, Mom. You're right here. Everywhere I go, you are here. You are here. Except when you go off to a heavenly luau or something. It has happened. Yeah.
You should always be one to hold back. Don't speak out. Don't let people know what you really think. You know, always look for the other person. In fact, it was kind of ironic when she did finally get her cancer that it was in her throat. Because she wouldn't speak up. So it was like right there. And that was it. It's beautiful.
So you did feel that she didn't really speak up then? Or she did?
I knew.
Yeah.
During her life, she wouldn't
Yes.
speak up for herself.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That part. She would never speak up for herself.
That's
It was
true.
always for everybody else. And sometimes I'd see her like, oh, Mom, you know, why do you let people do this to you? Why did you let them treat you like this? Or whatever I thought the injustices that she was receiving. And they always, oh, no, it's okay. I can take this. You know, it's not a problem. As long as they go away feeling better, feeling good, and that I didn't hurt anybody, you know. So to see this final days and to see her just blossom. It was like, all right. There was no doubt in our minds at all that when she transitioned, she was full of peace and aloha and fulfillment.
Yeah.
It's like what we want to do in our life. We're looking to become fulfilled so that when we leave this life, we can leave it smiling, knowing that we've done all we came to do. That was her. Finally at the last time. It's just beautiful. And the fact that, as my sister mentioned earlier, she's more with us now than she ever was in life because of the fact that where the transition is. Spirit can fit in the eye of a needle.
Everywhere.
You know, it's just right there. So nice.
Everywhere. And one of the things about this transition, it's about the partnership, that there really is this partnership. And this partnership that I've always had, you know, being this kumuilele o na kupuna, means that I'm the best facilitator type waitress for the ancestors, which is very Pono, you know. And this partnership that Mom and I and, you know, with my sister, it's about knowing that she does not, and this was something else that she mentioned, is that she's choosing not to reincarnate. She's choosing not to reincarnate again. And it's so interesting because one day, I mean, just out of the clear blue, she says to me, she says, "Do you know, I just got this message, you know?" And I said, "Oh, what is it, you know?" And she says, "Do you know I've been like doing life 44 times, you know?" And I went, "What?" And she says, "Yes, I just got this message in, and I've been doing life 44 times." "Really?" "Yeah." And she goes, "Yeah, really. Now think about that. What do you think about that?" And I go, "What do you think about it, Mom?" You know? And she says, "Wow, 44 times. You know, I'm pretty akamai. I'm an intelligent woman." And I said, "Yeah?" And she goes, "You would think that I would get it in 10 times. What's this 44 times?"
No wonder I'm tired.
And I said, "Oh, Mom," I said, "well, wait a minute. Maybe other people have had it longer. Maybe 44 is considered rather short, you know." She goes, "Not in my book." And I said, "Oh, wow." And she says, "Well, you know, with that," she goes, "this is it." She goes, "When it's my time and this time," she says, "I'm not going to do that again," you know. And I said, "Oh." I said, but how do you evolve?" I said, "Mom, you have to be involved in order to evolve, you know?" I believe you're right that we need to be involved to evolve. So she says, "So if I choose to be on the other side," she said, "that means we can share." And I go, "Oh, kind of, wow, I never heard that before, but okay, let's you know, let's explore that a little bit." And she goes, "Oh yeah, I got it all figured out." I said, "Okay." And then, so she says, "So you stay here." And I go, "Yeah." "I think I am." Yeah. And she goes, "Okay." And then, you know, when I go, she goes, "Then we going, you know, we partner, right?" And I go, "Yes." And she says, "So I will share your experience for involvement." I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "Then that way I can evolve." And I go, "Oh, right on. Wow, that sounds good." You know? And she says, "Yeah. And then, you know, from my side, I can show you and tell you some of the different things. And then you can share all that because, you know, you're an ilele, you know, you're messenger. So you're supposed to share these things. And so I'm going to be sure to share these things. So it comes through and you share these things, you know." And so she says, "That way you know what's going on over there, but you don't need to be there." And I go, wow. You know, it's like, oh, that's so brilliant. I said, wow, that is so Ono. You know, I said, whoa. And she goes, no, really. She goes, that's how we can do this, you know.